pony. It's Flutter Arts XX. Well, never mind. Welcome everybody. This is XX Flutter Arts XX. And today I'm going to be showing you how to draw a My Little Pony, pony. And you can just call me Flutter Arts since the XX is really just for decoration. And you don't need anything fancy. I just have this Crayola sketchbook that I have. It's old. I have a Prismacolor regular pencil. You really just need a pencil of some sort. And a pink eraser since this one doesn't have eraser. Fun. And so, first I start by drawing a circle. Simple, right? And you don't have to do just a perfect 100% awesome circle. You don't have to. See, it's still imperfect. You can trace something and it doesn't have to be just one line, just like that. It can be sketchy like mine. But you can do it like that. It doesn't really matter. We're going to end up erasing this at the end of the video anyway. Keep on hitting the camera. And don't mind the tape over here. It's nothing. Just put that to the side. So once you draw your circle, you put your guidelines to figure out which way the pony is going to be facing. So for this video, she's going to be facing kind of towards us, but really kind of like over here. She's going to be kind of facing this way, but not all the way. That I will save for another video. I'm also going to do the side view, which is, side view. And then this one will show where her nose and how far she's looking is. This is about the usual for my drawings. Even though it's not going to be exactly right here, it's going to be about there. Then, first I draw the ear. I don't know why, I just always start with the ear even before I get to the body. The ear, there's many ways to draw an ear. I just draw one. Let me get a piece of paper here. One of many ways. I just draw it like that. You can draw it like it is in the show, where it's kind of like that. And then there's someone who likes big ears. Really big ears. Floppy ears. And so on and so forth. Mine, they're kind of pointed at the top. And all the while, they're going to be pretty big. Unless it's an alicorn, which is, yet again, to another video. But I draw the inside of the ear like that. You can also just draw a simple curved line. I draw the inside fuzz in my ears, which is optional. You can just leave it blank. And so just in case you need it, you can draw the other ear, which is kind of just like a little arc. So now that you have that, make a line in the center of your pony's head. This is so you know where the neck's going to begin. And so I make a circle right here, a little bit smaller than the head. Then you make a little line right here. That's where the back of the neck will be. You kind of curve this line over it, over the circle. And that will be her neck and chest. And this is for a mare, which is a female pony. And then the back of the neck goes kind of like that and kind of arches down. But not too much, because you don't want your pony's body to be like that or something. Because that would not be very good. Then she would have barely any stomach and probably a fairly large body. So, well, long body. She would be very, very skinny. Like, no bones skinny. And so I usually don't make all the guidelines when I progress in my drawing state, but you can make all the guidelines for however long you want. You can keep on doing it until you die, but you can always do these guidelines, and you don't always have to. So you extend this neckline over here. And so, just like so. That's pretty much the whole body. Well, the body part. Like that. I don't know what it's called. But now to get started on the legs. The legs are fairly easy. The back ones are a bit more complicated, but the front are not that hard. So first you start with just a line, starting about, I would say that's about like a third of the circle. And then you'll go down and kind of bell out, kind of extend. And then you kind of do a little hoof shape. And then you start again over here. And then you kind of connect these two. And a mare pony is about a hand tall. Well, a child's hand tall. And then once you have the first hoof down, you might want to have a little line so that each of your legs and hooves would be at the same length. And so you don't have two giant back legs and two tiny hoofs and legs, and you will be like a little dinosaur. Can't speak. T-Rex over there, just roar. Now they come a little bit, keep on forgetting I don't have an eraser on there. They come a little bit short than the line because they're further away. And so now you'll just simply connect this circle, well this line right here, over to this circle. Which is simple enough, you're just making a line. And feel free to pause at any moment, because I have a feeling I'm going a bit too fast. And you can start like halfway, a little bit past halfway, and then just make a round mark along the line, well, the circle. So you kind of bell out like in the front one, the front legs, hooves, thingies. And then you go to the length, and you come down with this one. This is where it gets slightly tricky. Kind of want to shorten this. Chubby legs. So it kind of juts out like that. But you don't want it to be too far, and that'll just look off. So it just kind of juts out, and then it comes down. Just like so. And then the back leg is fairly easy. It's just that. And again, it comes before the line that we have for which will be our floor. If you hear any rumbling noises, it's because there's a storm outside. Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't really in the camera. I'm sorry. And so then we start on the face. I might want to zoom in for this. Just give me a second. Okay, now for the face. You can erase this middle line right here because you don't need it anymore. It's just a random line now that's gone away. R.I.P. the line that's in the middle of a pony's head. So sad. Okay, so you start a little bit above the line that we made right here. And you kind of just go down a little bit, curving slightly. Then you'll go up and then stop. Not very farther than this right here, but still off of the circle. I moved it on accident. I'm sorry. And so you come out to about right here, and then you go down. This will be her muzzle. And so you go down like this. And this is to make your very own pony in my style. I don't really draw exactly like the show, but this is just how I draw my ponies. So this is the side of the face. This is the muzzle. And then over here, about like right here, is where the other eye's going to be. And that's the eye. You need some eyes instead of just circles, just staring into your soul. Yeah. So then, about right here, you're going to have your nostril. Tiny little curve. That's it. For the mouth, there are many, many, many ways to draw a mouth. I will give you several. Just give me a second. Here you go. So for mouths, you have your muzzle, sloppy muzzle right here. You can just go like that. Just slap on a smile on there. You can also, for different expressions, so if they're kind of like smirking, kind of have it off of the face and over to the side. I messed up. Off to the side. And you can even have that for just a regular face, and you could just do my own business, you know, just looking creepy. And then if you have the mouth open, let me draw the other eye. Okay. If you have the mouth open, it would just go down like it's usually is, and then it will curve up, and then go down, curve up, go back down, kind of make a awkward triangle, and then continue. And if you're gonna have open but with teeth showing, then you just put a line there and close it. It's simple enough. She's just gonna be smiling. Hopefully my brother answers the phone. Let's all hope. So, now that you've drawn your basic pony, you're going to draw the eye. The eye is kind of, I would say, the hardest part of drawing a pony, but it's not really that hard once you get used to it. So every pony has different eyes. Like Pinkie Pie. She has very, open, pretty much circle eyes, but kind of ovalish. Applejack, pretty much the same thing, but not that exaggerated. Let me see. Fluttershy, she has kind of shy, slanty eyes. Twilight has kind of princess epic eyes. It's getting sloppy here. Rarity has elegant, almost half closed eyes. They're kind of like cat eyes, how I see it. And that's pretty much, it's kind of weird, but they express their personality through their eyelids. I'm not sure if you get where I'm going at, but hopefully you'll eventually get the point. But this pony Let me see, just a random pony. You could do anything for him. How about I have my eyes kind of just regular, kind of like Pinkie Pie. Even though my favorite character, 100%, Fluttershy. Fluttershy's best pony. No offense to any pony, but that's just how I feel. And then for your eyelashes, and you gotta remember that your eye lid, it doesn't go all the way around. It just stops pretty much halfway through the eye. And then this one, it continues from the nose bridge, and then it goes, and it still doesn't go all the way. And so you have that, and you make your iris eye thingy. Well, pretty much like your eye, the inside eye, your eye soul. Yeah. Ponies have fairly large irises and pupils and stuff like that. Pretty much takes almost all of the pony's eyes, which is fairly strange for any being. For a regular eye, it would kind of be like, that's the eye. I'm sorry, I don't really draw realistic, but it'll be kind of like that-ish. While a pony has rather dilated eyes. And so every pony has different eyelashes as well that kind of like says they're girliest or not. Girliness or not. Applejack, let me bring her down here. She has slightly curved, not really, and she doesn't have that many eyelashes as Rarity would. Rarity, she has long curled eyelashes and a lot of them. Rainbow Dash, 3 straight lines. Fluttershy, she has 3 kind of like gently curved lines. She's still girly, but she's really shy as well. It also kind of, as I said before, expresses her personality. And it just depends on the pony on what they look like. So I'm going to just have hers. She's going to have a few curved eyelashes. And also, it kind of like Rarity and Twilight has these 2 extra eyelashes. They come off like about right here, and there's only like 2 or 3 of them whenever you draw them. And this side has them too, and they just kind of jut out. I think so far this pony is going to be a really adorable pony. Now the inside of the eye is pretty complicated a little bit. So what you do, first you draw a little bit smaller circle inside the circle. And that's going to be your pupil. Then you draw a big highlight since they have very shiny eyes. Pretty. I'm going to make mine a little bit bigger. This is a little bit more like the show would do. I do 100, like pretty much totally different eyes, so I'm sorry if it doesn't look that right. And then you have a smaller one on the other, like a bottom. Then you do the same with here. Here's it's going to be less complicated, being that it's tiny and you don't have much space to work with. Once you have that, you color in the pupil black with that. This is kind of how I do it, but I start at the top of the iris and I kind of make it just as black as that one. And then I kind of go with flick strokes and eventually get lighter as I go. It makes a really cool effect with the eyes that I enjoy quite well. So now we have our face. And so now we need to do our mane. Manes, any pony can have any mane. Applejack, she has a mane and it's tied up and her bangs are just like that. I'm sorry, I was off screen. See, her mane's just like that. It's pulled up and she has pretty bangs. And then Fluttershy has wavy long hair. Rainbow Dash has jutted, kind of like she did, like a bedhead, pretty much. You can have curly, straight, poofy, like Pinkie Pie, kind of like the bookworm hairstyle, like Twilight. Any kind of style, really. Short hair, long hair, no hair at all. It doesn't really matter. And yet again, it expresses your character's personality. I'm going to do long hair. That kind of flows to the ground, kind of like Fluttershy's. Because Fluttershy's best pony. Her bangs are going to be coming out from her ear. And then it's going to kind of come up above the circle. Because if you do it on the circle, it'll look really flat. Unless, of course, you want it to be flat. And then, of course, you're welcome to do so. But just depends. And then she has hair coming down here. Make sure to have some hair coming over here. Even if her hair is tied back, then you just have a little bit. It just gives it a little bit more, I don't know. It just makes it look right. Yeah, of course, there's no right or wrong way to do ponies. You just draw a pony. And you can do the same with her tail. I'm going to refocus the camera and zoom out. Okay, now you can see the full hair that I did. Well, the mane. Now with the tail, you start from up here on the flank. And then have it right there. Kind of like a stem. That's kind of how I want to do it. And then it kind of just spills out. And you have your tail. Hers is going to be kind of dragging on the floor since it's so long. Kind of like Fluttershy's. I love how her hair is so long. And then you can erase the guidelines underneath the hair. I'm just doing this roughly since I'm going to go cleaner and go back with my liners and do all that and color her. You can still see that eye right here. Looks kind of creepy. Go away. Okay, he's a friend and he wants to stay. So, what's cool about My Little Pony here is that they have like these lines that go through them. And they kind of just like, instead of just going straight, they kind of like almost curl around it and kind of like swirl. It's pretty cool. You just pretty much, you draw lines. It's hard to explain. It's just that you go around and usually they eventually hook up with someplace and you can start anywhere. And it kind of shows the flow of the hair and mane, tails and stuff like that. It really gives it like volume, I guess you would say. And so that's pretty much that. And then you can add anything like bows or like bracelets, anklets, stuff like that. I'm going to give her a bracelet. And we're going to go back and give her a cutie mark. I'm going to give her a flower in her hair. And for her cutie mark, I'm going to give her a flower. I know it's not that creative of a cutie mark, but I don't really have the time to think of a nice, awesome cutie mark. And besides, I'm pretty sure I'm not going to keep this OC anyway. And if, in case you don't know, an OC is original character, which is a character that you make up. And it's all yours, and you made it by scratch and stuff like that. And so that's how you draw a pony. I'm going to go and color it and ink it. And so I'll come back whenever I'm done with that. Okay, and this is the final product. I'm sorry for the sloppy coloring. I was kind of just testing around with my colored pencils. So that is how you draw a pony. It doesn't really look like how I usually draw them. It's not my best work, but yeah, I might redo this later on, I don't know, when I get used to this. And I'm sorry for the giant hand shadow. I got a new light today and I'm testing it out and I didn't realize it until it was halfway through the video. That's fun. And so signing out, this is XX Flutter Arts XX. Until next time. Bye.